Hi friends, I'm back for a different vlog than I was planning. So I am here to read some 2024 books, I think. This one, I do not know when Dark Window came out. I think it was last year. But yeah, I think this book, I don't even know when this was. Okay. September 2022. So this one has been out for a while. But I'm just going to read some books that were really hyped this year that I didn't get around to reading. And see how that all shakes out. So I want to read Phantasma by Kylie Smith. And I want to love this book. So my goal is to read about 110 pages or get up to level 1. I don't know what that means. I do not know what this book is about. I have no idea. I do know it is a part of the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I want to love it. This cover is so pretty. So, I do have the audio, but I don't think I'm going to read the audio for this one. I think I'm going to physically read it. I did get this from Comic-Con. Another book that I've heard a lot of people talk about this year is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I also do want to read this one, so this may be its own vlog. And then some other books, just to kind of add some spice to it, is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig, which is also some spooky vibes. And then also The Undermining of Twilight and Frank. I don't know what I'm actually going to read in this vlog. I don't know how long it's going to take me because I do read physically very slow. I just read slower than normal. But I'm going to start Phantasma. Try to get up to like page 50. See how I'm feeling. Give you guys an update if I can do that tonight. But yeah, just to kind of read some books that were hyped. And they were hyped for different reasons. So I will be back when I have an update for you. Hey Victor again. So I was not planning on reading Quicksilver this week, and honestly this book may physically take me like until the end of break or the end of this week, but I am having a freaking fabulous time with this book. So you follow a main character and she's a thief. That is one of my favorite tropes, to have a thief main character. Like, I love that. That's just so my vibe, so my energy. I'm really like that. And she basically winds up stealing something from the guards. And in her society, water is very restrictive, and she is trying to protect her younger brother. She's working for the blacksmith, and her brother is getting into trouble. So her brother winds up, she comes and she finds her brother. She kind of gives him the bag to hold, not knowing that there is something in there that he shouldn't know. And then he gets taken by the guards. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I've only read 100 pages and this is what happened. So she gets sent up to the castle where she's going to be killed. She's kind of waiting to die, to be murdered. And something happens and she sees a portal and death comes to get her. And she gets sucked through this portal where she's introduced to this fairy world. And now she's on the other side of the portal and she has gone to this fairy world. And I'm intrigued. Like, I'm very intrigued. She is very sassy. We're also getting a lot of side characters. We have already gone to the fairy world, and I like, again, I'm reading another book in this vlog, and you guys will have seen it, but with this book that I'm reading in the same exact vlog, it is very much a one-person story, or like a romance-heavy story. This story, I think, has the potential to be a lot more than that, which is always something that I prefer. So, that is where we are. That is what we're doing. I read about 100 pages of that. I'm going to go diamond paint for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to read a little bit more. But I am having a good time, and I'm really happy that I picked it up. Romantasy for me has to have a very strong romance, but it also has to have a developed other world. And sometimes when I read Romantasy, it does not feel like that. So I'm hoping that this book scratches that itch and does both of those things. I will talk to you guys for another update soon. Bye. Hey friends, I'm back. I'm here to do an update on Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I'm having a really fun time with this book. Like, I think it's very interesting. I do like it. Definitely, it's a long book, I will say that, and sometimes I really do struggle with long books, but I am liking the characters. I think it has a nice balance of steam versus plot, and I think it is very steamy, I will say that. But I feel like the world is very interesting. I do like the characters. I do like how we're getting a big fleshed out world. We have transferred to the group of people we were in the first half of the story, because I'm like 70% into this book now, but I'm enjoying it. I think I'm really liking listening to the audiobook, and what I think I'm going to try to do is listen to audiobooks when I'm home for Romantasy, because I can like craft in kind of silence, just because like I feel like when I physically read Romantasy it bores me just a little bit because they are so long and I have, but I am having a fun time, about 70% into it. it is also officially Christmas break. So my goal is to try to finish this vlog today and just kind of like wrap it up. Again, I said this before in a couple of my other videos. I don't like reading books for like long periods of time because I feel like my interest wanes just a little bit. But I am 70% into this book and I'm having a fun time. So I will be back when I get to like 80% and we'll have another check-in. But so far I'm having a good time. Hey Fair Dragons, I'm back. I'm about 25% into Quicksilver. This book is going to take me a while, I think. It just is. It's going to be a very, very long book. We're going into like a week of work, so it's potential I will be able to read a lot of it. But I am liking the story. Like, it is very capturing. Like, I'm very, very captured by it. Like, I want to keep reading it. And I'm keep making this comparison because they are both good Read Choice Awards. This book feels very, very insular. Like, the story is very, very, like, small. With Quicksilver feels like it's, like, a lot bigger. Sabel's main character, now she's stuck in the Fae world. And she was basically able to do something that no one else has done connected to alchemy. And we are also learning a lot about the side characters. The potential male hero has been introduced, which I'm intrigued by. We have a lot of interest with like some side characters that kind of are fleshing out the world a little bit with it, which I am really, really liking. And yeah, I'm having a really, really fun time with it. Like, I want to keep reading. I will say chapter 3 in this book like broke my heart when I read it like a while ago. And there's still some reasons that our main character wants to go back to her modern day world because she's worried about her family, obviously, as most people would be. So I'm curious to see like what the scope of the story is going to be, but I'm having a really, really fun time with it. So I am going to give you an update tomorrow when I get home from work and see how much I was able to read in the evening. I don't normally update in the evenings, but I will update with you guys tomorrow and give you guys an update. But so far, I'm having a fun time with this book, like a really, really fun time. And I hope that I enjoy it as it keeps going because it is a chunky boy. So I will talk to you guys for an update tomorrow. Bye. Hi Fair Dragons, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up getting to 30% in Quicksilver by Kelly Hart, and I really am liking this book. It is very, like, I keep comparing these two books because I'm literally reading them in the same vlog. This book was very, very small in book 1. I think that this book was like small potatoes. This book is so vast and so big. You have, you know, a character being caught in a Fae world. She's like very, very unsure of things. You have her kind of forced to work with this broody hero, and I'm just having a freaking fun time. Like, it is a massive story. Like, it's so freaking big, but I'm having a great time with it. I like the characters, and I just want to keep reading, which is actually pretty good. But I didn't read enough to like give you a really, really big update. I'll probably, the next time you update me, I'll update you. I'll probably be at like maybe like 45 or 50%. But yeah, that is the plan. So I'm going to go read a little bit more tonight. And when I have another update, I'll give you guys an update. Hi Fair Dragons, I just want to say that I am 40% into Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. And I'm really liking this book. It is very, very long. And I think that that is going to be a bit of an adjustment for me because it is a very, very long book. But I am liking the characters. I think it is very, very slow burn. So if you don't like a hot, fast, quick story, I think that this will be fun. It's very, very banner filled. But what I like about this book is you're getting a lot of side characters, and I can almost see this becoming a very, very like fledgling series, sort of like the Nyaxia series is, or like other series that are like a series of standalones, because you're meeting a lot of characters and like I just like they're becoming interesting to me. We also have a animal companion, which is a favorite trope of mine for sure. I'm not gonna tell you what it is or how it gets introduced, but I just like our main character. Like, I think she's fun. I think she's interesting. It's a quick story, and again, it is very, very banter filled, but it's not. Sometimes when I struggle with hate to more romances, like especially in contemporary romances, because I feel like the history isn't here. There is very, very clear reasons our hero doesn't like our heroine, and kind of vice versa. So I'm having a fun time with it. So I am going to go read a little bit more. I'm going to either chat to you when I get to 50% or 60%. It just depends on how quick my reading is. So I will talk to you guys soon for another update. But know that I am liking it, and I'm glad that I picked it up. Friends, I am back, and I did wind up, I want to update a little bit more because this vlog's going to be super short if I don't. I did wind up getting up to about page 60 in Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I'm really, really loving this book. Like, I didn't realize, but I read another book by this author, The Rune of Fate, which I loved. I still need to read Reckless Oath but this one is so fun. Like, I'm really liking this book. I don't know. I'm having a fun time. I mean, we're not really to the romance yet, which is sometimes where me and romantasy like go away. But you follow a main character, and literally, legit, on the first page of this book, there she finds her mother's death, and she's like in a lineage of witches. So within like the next couple of hours of her mother's death, she has to do like a spell to kind of take over the power. And her mother was a witch, so mother could like see the dead and kind of help people crossing over. And now her daughter has this power. However, there is also OCD wrapped in this book, which is done so interestingly. I will say that right off the bat. She has a voice in her head like telling her what to do, which kind of is like OCD. Like, you know, you have to get home in like 5 minutes or something. And it's very, very interesting because it's very, very like creepy to have this voice in your head. And you know that. She also has a sister, and she learns after her mother's death that her mother... someone took out loans against the house, and now her house is going to go into foreclosure. And there is a camp coming to House Phantasma, which is a haunted mansion. And I think if you escape alive, the victor is granted a single wish. And that's all that I've got so far. I read about 60 pages. I'm really liking this book. Like, really, really fun. So the way the book is set up, it's like very, very set up into like sections. So my goal is to read to level 1. I am also tabbing it. But I'm having a really, really fun time with this book. Like, I really did like her series, A Rune of Fate. Like, I really did like that book. So, I'm happy that I picked this book up. And I will be back for another update soon. Hi, Book Dragons. I'm back. I want to say that I have like 49 minutes left to my audiobook of Quicksilver. This book is so good. I'm really, really enjoying this story. Like, I am loving all the side characters. I do not know when we're going to get book 2, but I'm going to have to re-listen to this book like all the way through because I'm having a freaking fun time with this. I kind of said in another vlog, like, I'm really want to read romantasy, but I'm unsure how I want to consume romantasy. I've said this in like a couple of my videos. I am very much like a segregated reader. Like, I listen to romance and I physically read fantasy, but the two don't really mesh well. So I'm just trying to figure out how to read romantasy, and it's just a bit of like a learning curve. I know a lot of booktubers that I follow, they immersion read it. So maybe with romantasy, that's maybe what I have to do. Maybe I have to read like the first 100 pages of a romantasy physically and then get the audio, because I tend to like the audiobook a lot better, especially as we get deeper into the story when the steam kind of increases, which sort of makes sense. That's why I like listening to romance books. But this book is just so complicated. There are so many characters in this story, and there's still characters at the start of this book, like our main characters, like brother and the friend that like the old man that she was working with, that I still want to know what happens to them. I'm also really liking our main character like quite a bit, and I love this Fae world. I am not burned out on Fae stories just because I don't read a ton of them, but I am intrigued. So the next time you see me, I will be done with Quicksilver, and we are going to have a chat about how I feel. So yeah, having a really, really good time. This is either going to be a 4.5-star read or a 5-star read. Just depends on the ending. But I'm having a really, really fun time with this book. And so happy I picked it up. Hi, Dragons. I'm back to wrap up this romantasy vlog. I wound up finishing Quicksilver by Kelly Hart, and I devoured the last like 2 hours, 3 hours of audiobook. I really think that that's going to be what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to make a concerted effort to get every romantasy book that I can as a physical book and an audiobook, because I think that eventually I do prefer listening to them, but I just need like the substance of the first like hour to like read it, so I'm not that confused about the world. I love this book. I think this book is 5 stars for me. I think this book had enough of balance, I think. So like it was a romance, it had a very, very heavy romance plot line, but it also was a fantasy book, and I think the world was very, very interesting, and I really, really like the world. I like the characters. There were some shocking reveals at the end that made me gasp when I was reading, and I really am excited that we get book, in the future. We also met a lot of characters in this story, so I'm curious if it's going to go the way of like Crowns of Nyaxia and like other fantasy romance series where you kind of follow other characters, because a lot of characters I'm interested in. Also, the world did expand. We got a lot more creatures and stuff, and I really just had a fun time. Yeah, so in this vlog I read Phantasma, which I gave 4 stars, and this which I gave 5 stars. So really, really exciting for my reading life, and I will talk to you guys soon for another video. Bye. Hi Big Dragons, I'm back. I just want to say that between yesterday and this morning, I did wind up getting up to level 2 in Phantasma. This is very much a game-based story, I will say that. And, you know, this character is kind of forced to go into this game. She does have OCD rep at the start of the story, so it has been prevalent through it. And basically one of the, let me see, what is it? One of the phantoms, I think? Is that what it's called? One of the phantoms is kind of offering to help her, but if he helps her, he takes 10 years of her life. And the only reason she's here is because she wants to find her sister, because her and her sister had a little bit of an argument leading up to this. So they're also both in Phantasma, but they're in separate parts of Phantasma. And I have to admit, I'm really intrigued. Like, I like a game-based competition. I just finished level 1, and I do want to keep reading this, but they are doing a buddy read today for Quicksilver on Rainy Blue Read's channel, and I've never really done a buddy read. So I think I'm going to put this down for the day, because this is very, very digestible, and I could read this when I go to work, but I want to read a little bit of Quicksilver. So this will be the second book in this vlog, even though I definitely did start it sooner. And I'm going to go read about 100 pages of Quicksilver and give you guys an update with that. And today is just a cold, dreary day. I did wind up doing my Christmas crafting or my Christmas wrapping, so everything's done. I bought my one last present that I have to buy. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get Quicksilver. I'm going to watch a little bit of Outlander, watch sprints, and see how long it takes me to get to 100 pages in Quicksilver. It is about 8 o'clock, so I was just updating everything, and I have to go do all my social media stuff. And then I'm going to kind of sit down and I'm going to read a little bit. But I really am liking this book. I did learn that I did read another book by this author, the Ruthless Now, I think, and I really did like it. That was her YA book, and I do like the dynamics between the characters. I do like the competitions. I will say there is a lot of world building in here, and honestly, I know Jess said that the audiobook was very, very nice, but I do like having a chart at the front, so maybe have both. But I really am liking this book, so I'm really, really happy that I picked it up. And you know, I will say this, some romantasy books don't work for me and some do, so I'm hopeful that I will find more books that work for me. But I will be back when I have made eventual progress on this, but you're gonna go see the Quicksilver clips before this, so I will see you guys when I start reading Phantasma again. Hi Big Dragons, I just want to do a quick update about Phantasma. I am on level 2. I did not read a ton more, but I did decide to pick up the audiobook for this because I am reading another book, and I'm listening to the audiobook while I'm crafting, and I'm having a fun time. So I just want to say I am making the switch. It is going to stay in this vlog as a romantasy that I'm reading, but I will try to listen to the audiobook as well between today and tomorrow. So that is my plan for this. I'm going to come back with another update when I read a little bit more tonight, and I'm also going to, you know, but you guys will see me soon. But I am listening to this, so I will get through it pretty quickly. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey friends, I'm back. I just want to do a bit of a reading update. I did wind up officially switching over to the audio for Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, and I'm really enjoying this book. On my listening speech, I'm about at page 286, so we're definitely getting deeper into the competitions. We are. Right now I'm reading the section on gluttony, which is basically the story is like you have to go through this mansion, and every level is inspired by a different phantom, I think, or is it or a demon? Everything is inspired by a different demon, and they all are based on the 7 deadly sins, I think, and we're in gluttony, and it is a really, really fun time. There is a lot of like, sometimes our character does have she does have OCD, she does have that mentality. I hope as I keep reading this book that the OCD stays non-magical, and it's not something you could easily fix, and it is a trigger warning at the start of this book. Intrusive thoughts and compulsive tics. So I do hope that that does say, and it doesn't become something that her demon that she's working with can kind of fix, because I think that would not be the greatest representation, but I am enjoying it. I will say Ophelia's character is sometimes a little bit abrasive, and it is very much a story where she really only has the person she's working with, the phantom that she's working with, and everyone else is very much not on her side. They are in a competition, and I'm having a fun time with it. It's definitely steamy, I will say that. Like, I'm really having a fun time. And then the whole thing is she wants to find her sister. Her and her sister had a falling out. Her sister also went into Phantasma, but it's in a different group. And looking ahead, I think book 2 is about her sister. There was also a big reveal about her family. She's a necromancer, and her mother was a necromancer. The book started with her mother dying and her inheriting these powers. So yeah, in an ideal world, I would just go and I would listen to the rest of this, and I would get up to the other parts. Like, I would finish so the next time you see me, I'm going to be level 6, and then I'm going to do level 8, and we'll see how long that takes me. But I am having a really, really fun time with it, and I'm happy that I finally picked it up. So I will see you guys soon for another update. Hi, Big Dragons. I just want to do a quick update on Phantasma. I am I think I just started level 6, so I'm about like 380 pages into this book. I'm having a fun time with this book. I really am. I will say, as I said in my previous clip, I don't love stories that are like so like insular. There's only 2 characters. It is a very, very romance heavy story. We are getting a lot of backstory. Our 2 characters do have a lot going on, but it is very, very steam filled. I would say this is a very, very steam filled story. It's very like sexy, and it has a lot of like, you know, obviously the Sins are involved. We are also diving a lot into our main character's history and stuff. I will say, I like her. I just think she's very, like, isolated other than her connection to this, phantom. So, like, I feel like she's just a very, very big cold. But again, she is in a competition, so I sort of get it. But, you know, she's very much focused on, like, this one character, and those stories are a little bit too insular for me. But my goal is definitely to finish this book, like, in the next couple of days, because I think I should be able to be done with it relatively quickly. But I am listening to the audiobook for this, and I should be able to finish this at work this week as I'm kind of running back and forth. I will say Monday is my day that I have the least listening time, because it is, like, a busier day. I only have a couple periods off as a teacher. But I am having a fun time with this book, so I'm glad that I finally picked it up. So yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for an update. I'm definitely getting better at updating every day that I get home from work, which is a new goal. I will say I do start drama club rehearsals this week for my drama play, so my goal is to still update you guys every day when I get home from work. I skip Friday. Friday is the day that I edit, but every other day I should be able to update you. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow for that. Hi, Book Dragons! I am back for the conclusion to this part of the vlog anyway. I did wind up finishing Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, and I actually really did like this book. I'm gonna give this book a solid 4-star read for me. Like, I had a super fun time with it. It was engaging, it was quick, it was dark, it had a very heavy romance element, it also had a games and a trial, it also had an interesting setting. It definitely did set itself up for book 2 following the other sister, which I did like. I will say it is a very, very small story, like a small cast of characters, very much focused on the relationship, quite steamy, I will say that, but I had a fun time with it, and I gave it 4 stars. So yeah, that is, this is the last book in this vlog, I think. The first book you're going to see is Quicksilver, and I'm probably going to wrap it up at this point, but Quicksilver is quite big, so it may take me a little bit while to get through that. But I'll come back and I'll do like a closing clip of both my thoughts. But yeah, this was a really, really fun time, and I'm happy that I finally picked it up. Definitely another book to add to the series spreadsheet for 2025, and I had a fun time. Hey friends, I just want to officially wrap up this vlog because I did want to finishing both Quicksilver and Phantasma in this vlog, which turned into like a bit of a romantasy vlog. I always say I have great plans for my themes for my vlogs, and then just my mood reading sort of gets in the way. So Quicksilver and Phantasma both did come out this week. It just was not the books I planned, but I mostly blame Rainy for making me read this book this week because I got FOMO when I was watching her on sprints, and I definitely finished after them. But I also think I finally cracked the code for figuring out how I want to read romantasy. So thanks, Rainy, for that. I'm going to link her below because she definitely motivated me to pick this up. Sorry for the weird order of these books. I just didn't know how to order them because I started them in like such weird times. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments, how do you guys read romantasy? I would love to know because it's one of those genres that I still can't crack. I'm gonna try this new genre, like a new way of reading. I'm gonna listen to an hour of the audiobook by some platform, and then I'm gonna try to, or physically read for an hour and then kind of dive into it more as a romance book. But we will see. Maybe that will work. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I would love to hear your favorite romantasy of 2024 in the comments, and maybe I'll do a video about it. Bye.